the Manny Kool-Aid. You see, full bottle. The Manny's Kool-Aid. My stuff is filled to the top because
a special salute for the truth. Sean Taylor. See, everywhere I go, you know I rep that you. Orange and green from head to toe, that's you.
What's up, guys? Welcome to NMDTV Canes all day. If you're rocking with the U, then you know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss out on the video. Guys, listen, this video is late because I've been working on another video. Since the game ended, I've been working on a short documentary of Tyler Van Dyke, just putting together stuff from his childhood to where Tyler Van Dyke is right now. We celebrate a victory. As North Carolina celebrated, the camera would pan towards Tyler after the game. He'd be on one knee, bawling and crying. The Canes would fall to 2-4. Tyler, who has played inconsistent his first two starts. Guys, if you could, hit the link in the description or in the pinned comments. Go to that video, like it, comment, and please share it on Twitter. Send it to a friend, share it on Facebook, wherever you can. Please blow up this video. Tyler Van Dyke, TVD time, is linked in the description or in the pinned comments. Just click on that video, like that video, and share it out to a friend. If you could do that for me, that would help me out so much. You have no idea. You would have no idea. You would help me out a lot. Just like, comment, and share that video. It's in the description. Check it out. But we here to talk about Miami defeating back-to-back ranked teams and my reaction to it. Now, let's start off with game balls. I want to start off offensive MVP Tyler Van Dyke. Offensive MVP Tyler Van Dyke, man. I mean, this kid is just playing on another level right now. Throws from all over, spreading the ball around, going through progression. And listen, this game started off Tyler Van Dyke getting sacked, right? The first play getting sacked, that Pitt had already scored. They already got 7 on the board. Defense comes and get a sack. I said, oh, man. I said, that boy Tyler Van Dyke shook. Next thing I know, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, touchdown. At one point in the game, the announcer said he had a 400 QB yard. Goodness gracious. Oh, goodness gracious, right? So the offensive MVP's got to be Tyler Van Dyke. And then you can kind of branch off that and you can say, hey, big shout out to Rhett Lashley and Manny Diaz. Both of those guys, the last couple weeks, you have been getting this team ready to play. And right out the gate, they come ready to play. They don't wait till the third quarter. They don't wait till the fourth quarter, which has been a big gripe for a lot of us. They coming straight out the gate, toe-to-toe. And, you know, just as much as I want to give the players credit, I want to give Rhett Lashley for opening up the playbook credit. I want to give Manny Diaz for having his team prepared to play. Got to give credit where credit's due. Jalen Knight has made an impact in the running game, in the short yardage receiving game. The guy's a playmaker. What can you say? And then our outside threats, Rambo's balling. But we got to catch the ball. See, I think we're going to be able to escape games and beat games and win games like we did yesterday. But when we play the top of the top teams, when we get to the point where this program is in the ACC championship, a top-tier bowl game, we just can't have our number one receivers dropping wide-open touchdown passes, and he dropped 2 of those. Rambo's been great all year, but you saw it and I saw it. Keyshawn Smith continues to play well. Mallory, he can't block to save his soul. Mallory, the man cannot block to save his life, but the man's been catching the ball lately, and he's been doing a good job. He did try to go Willie Beeman in the ball fumble. It was almost a disaster, but no harm, no foul because we got that back. We get the win. In the offensive line, you can see now that we have those 5 starters that consistently play together, they're getting better. You know, we can see that Ja'Kai Clark is way better than Corey Gaynor. So you would wonder, like, why would you think this team was going to be good enough to redshirt Ja'Kai Clark? Manny, That's a question for Manny. You know why? Because you didn't want to have a true competition. You just wanted to give to a senior. We're gonna talk about that later. But and also, Jared Williams, he was benched at the beginning of the year, and now he's starting. You know what I'm saying? Things like that could make a difference in those games that we lost early in the year. But let's stick to beating Pittsburgh. Defense. Our defense is linebacking core is bad. Defensive line is inconsistent. One play, the defensive line looks like they're unblockable. Next play, they lose contain. The interior line is just getting blocked. I mean, it's just not consistent. Our safeties, there are highlights. I think our corners are a weak point. Defensive player of this game, Tyreek Stevenson. And, Tyreek, he got beat in the Michigan State game. He got beat on the double move. Man burnt him like toast, but he's been solid ever since. Fourth down, they go at him. Here is how I know Tyreek is playing amazing these days. Is because when the ball's thrown up and I look immediately at our number, I'm not even looking at the ball. I'm looking at who's the defender guarding. I see number 2. I say we good, incomplete. That's how good this man is playing. Fourth down, throw it to his side, get it out of here. Throw a pass. I'm jumping at. Let's go. Big play by Tyreek. Our other defensive backs, Clark, Couch, the ball's in the air, and I'm praying. I'm praying that they block. I'm praying that they stop it. But Tyreek Stevens is definitely the player, the defensive player of the game to me. The defense it's just, and a lot of people can say, well, they went up against Kenny Pickett. They're playing a good offense. Yes, I understand that. But Manny Diaz, you are a defensive coach. You are known to be a defensive coordinator. You fired Blake Blaker for basically worse than what we're seeing this year. So Blake Blaker, he didn't get fired. He got he went to LSU. We know that, but the way the defense performed, it was a fireable offense. The way this defense is performing, it's a fireable offense. Now, coming up, we have some weaker opponents, and we'll see how this defense does, but the linebacking play is not up to par. The defensive line is hit or miss, and our safeties, I love our young safeties, Cam Kitchings and James Williams. I love Tyreek Stevenson, but the second corner has to play better. But, Manny, you are a defensive-minded coach. You should be figuring something out. You're the defensive coordinator. You put that on your back. You didn't go get anybody else. You put that on your back. So, yes, I want to see the defense improve. But, hey, they made plays where plays were supposed to be made. Defense it's just going to be a bend but don't break type of defense. So, coaching, I thought the coaching was good. We can look at Rhett Lashley handing the ball off on that 2-yard line, which was almost a safety. The reason that I get mad at that is because we've already seen that happen, the same exact thing earlier in the season. So you would hope that the coaches would know and would do something different, but they don't, and it was almost the same result. I don't know why Jacoby George is returning punts. To me, it seems like besides Lou Headley on special teams, anything returning wise, it's like it's not a it's just not a factor in the game. It's not a positive factor in the game. Our punt return could muff it or anything like that, but I never expect the punt return to the house. I never expect the kickoff return to the house because we just don't do it. I don't know when our last one was. Breshard Smith, I would love to see him get involved in this offense. Now, the offense is playing great, so I'm being picky here. I don't mind admitting that. But if every time Breshard comes into the game, you hand it to him on a jet sweep type of stuff, you've got to be setting it up for something else, right? I mean, what is the future with Breshard Smith? What is he gonna be? What are you gonna do? Is it just gonna put him in the game, hand the ball to him on a sweep? Because defenses will pick up on that, and then I guess you could do a fake. But you mean to tell me this man is only gonna be good for 2 plays? I would wonder that. this is an instant reaction. So I've only watched the game once. You guys let me know. What's your thoughts on Cody Brown? I don't know if it's time for us to try Thad yet. I just don't know. I got to rewatch the game and really pay attention to Cody Brown. But to me, when Rooster's out of the game at the running back position, I look at it as it's not a threat. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, because I got to rewatch the game and check that out. The next thing on the docket will be Manny's job status, right? See what I got back here? See what that is? Is it going to focus? I don't think it's going to focus correctly. You probably can't see it because the lights, but that says the Manny Kool-Aid. You see? Full bottle. The Manny's Kool-Aid. My stuff is filled to the top. My stuff is filled to the top because I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I know some of y'all drinking the Kool-Aid, but I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid, right? My shit gonna stay to the top. I gotta see this team do a lot more than what they've done the last two games for me to think Manny's job is safe. And some people will say, why is that, Grant? Because I don't think Manny Diaz has changed in 2 games. These 2 games we won, we could have easily lost. But we won, so let's give them credit. But that puts us at 4-4 in the season, right? We're 4-4 in this season. A lot of people who come at me for saying Manny should be gone would have crucified me preseason if I said this team was going to be 4-4 at this point. They would have crucified me if I said 4-4 Miami Hurricanes going into week whatever. So we got to keep the same standard. I'm happy that we won. 2 things can be true. You can be happy with we won, but still think the coaching is not up to par, right? This offense, what took it so long? Okay, here's the better questions. Do you see this, how Rooster's playing right now? I don't think Rooster is doing what he's doing now if Cameron Harris is healthy. I think we will be seeing Cameron Harris get the bulk of the starts. Ja'Kai Clark, do you think he would be playing if Corey Gaynor hadn't got hurt? No, they were going to redshirt him. So I'm in the opinion that if Manny stays as head coach, the standard's going to stay the same as this program's going to be the same this time next year. Players aren't going to get developed, and there's not going to be competition for jobs. Like I was telling everybody, after last week, after I saw Tyler Van Dyke do what he did last week, listen, I like what Tyler Van Dyke's doing, but it's his job from now on. If they go into camp and they say it's an open competition between TVD and Jake Garcia, Manny will not put in Jake Garcia over Tyler Van Dyke no matter how good Jake Garcia practices. It's Tyler Van Dyke's job. That's what Manny does. If you are a senior, he's going to talk about competition, but you're going to have your job. That's why I keep saying it. Corey Gaynor was the starter. Jerry Williams was on the bench. He's going to go with the guys that he knows. And we see now everybody's talking about, the best freshman duo safeties out there. Well, why is that? Because Bubba Bolden was hurt. Because it took Manny Diaz for ESPN to put Gervin Hall on on Come On Man, to put Gervin Hall to do something so bad he got suspended, for us to put in the younger guys. It's what I think is, if we get a new coach in here that can maximize this talent, we could be what we think we could be, and that's competing for a coastal division. And that is not asking for a lot. That is not asking for a lot. And another thing is, there was a comment. Somebody said, we can't keep restarting. Thank you for that comment, my friend. But I will say this. Listen, when you're trying to find the right coach, you can keep restarting. Because if you don't, then how are you going to find the right guy? We gotta figure out who can get this program to where we want it to be. I'm under the belief, do what you got to do until you find the guy, right? I'm not saying you got to fire somebody after 2 years, but I am saying that when that coach has showed you the inability to know who their best players are, when that coach has lost terrible losses to FIU, got shut out by Louisiana Tech, went over 300 some days without getting a Power 5 win, then yes, we got to find the right guy. So to me, Manny Steele's got to hit the dough. And guys, if you could, hit that link in the description to the Tyler Van Dyke documentary and look at it and share it and send it to a friend.